So I'm going to be honest here with my full opinion on this, and I've never done a vlog before, but this one specifically is going to be the hardest for me to get through, and probably for the better part, might be the only one that I ever make, and I'm going to technically call this a vlog. I don't know if you want to call it a rant. I'll think of something in the title, so it might be considered a vlog, it might be considered something different. But anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to basically my first vlog slash rant slash whatever. Now, in case if it's not apparent, in the world of anime, I have probably a lot of favorites, but if you're gonna go into my top 5 favorites, they definitely would be Bleach, Dragon Ball, Wave Master. Well, I'm thinking off the top of my head. Um, I, in terms of ones that I've seen, I probably have to go with Bleach, Dragon Ball, Wave Master, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and at number one is Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, of course, today on Twitter, I've noticed that it's going like wildfire and it's going everywhere. Crunchyroll and Netflix have teamed up to do a Dragon Ball, a Yu Yu Hakusho live action theater series. I I don't know how to feel about it because I used the promo art for the thumbnail and I still don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I am probably the biggest fan that you will ever meet of Yu Yu Hakusho, period. I love this series so much. And it's one of the best series, if not the greatest series, that was ever created, in my opinion. And, I love the series so much. I even own, too bad I own one, I own the Yu Yu Hakusho Yoko Kurama DVD set. My girlfriend at the time when we were first dating, I think, but I think that she either got rid of them or something. She had VHS tapes that she was gonna send me of the Yu Yu Hakusho series, and she's also a fan of it too. But her opinion and my opinion would both be different. Even if we were together on this, she probably would disagree and agree with me at the same time, but I'm just going to mention what I think should happen and what I think should go down for the most part of this series. So, from the promo art, you can tell it's going to be basically maybe based on the first story arc, which would be Yusei dies, becomes a ghost, he learns more that there is a lot more to him than meets the eye when he's resurrected and everything. But the problem is, you can go about this 2 ways, because there are 2 ways to do this. You can do this in the Yu Yu Hakusho Jason Cook version, which would be Justin Cook version, which would be that in the anime, you could say died in the first episode, he is resurrected in the second episode, and then he lives on his life for a few days until he goes to hell, and that's what starts the Dark Tournament arc. Now, you could also go about this in the manga arc, which is not my favorite, but you could do it. In which that you could say it's dead, but he goes around and he hangs out with Boma and he figured out, what happens in the life and differences of everything, including one of my favorite stories, which is the grandfather and the raccoon, which is a very sad story to actually being told within the universe of Yu Yu Hakusho. My favorite one for the Tanuki and the grandfather, definitely one of my favorites. I still haven't read the second volume yet. Believe it or not, it's still sitting on my manga shelf over there in this manga comic shelf, and I still haven't read it yet. So that goes to tell you something. I bought this T-shirt, so it goes to show you again. I am a big fan of the series. If you're going to do a Yu Yu Hakusho live action series, um, they definitely sort of chose actors that were worthy enough to show promise in the promo the guy that plays, in my opinion, the one that sticks out the most is the one that plays Kurama. And I'm not against the guy that plays Kurama. He was good. He was just like Kurama does. It looks like that they just slapped a red wig on him, which makes sense. Although, for the character of Kurama, you have to realize that he is a dead child. He was resurrected by the fox demon and given a chance at a second life because he and Yoko Kurama share the same body. As we figure out in not only the Yu Yu Hakusho universe, but as well as in the Yoko Kurama storyline arc. We figure out that Yoko and Kurama actually share the same body. So if in a way they do, but in another way not really, because if Kurama is dying, he can call on Yoko, and Yoko would be basically in the same body imprisonment, but however they both can still die together. So even if Yoko comes out while Kurama is basically dying, that is the same. Unless he pulled off that creepy magic devil seed thing where he implants it in the body and then he can gain the soul source of the person by eating them. That's all I'm gonna say. Watch the Yoko Kurama arc. That's all I have to say. If they're also gonna do Kuwabara, they have to know that Kuwabara was a jerk from the beginning. They can't just go in and say, "Hey, these guys are friends. They've been friends since they were kids." That won't work. Kuwabara has always been a dick to Yukisei. He will always continue to be a dick to Yukisei. And everything that he does to Yukisei is considered dicketry. He is not a nice guy. You can't just go up to him and go, "Kuwabara, how you doing, buddy?" He doesn't become his friend until he dies. I think that Kuwabara committed suicide or something like that. He couldn't take the stress of his life and committed suicide, I think it was. So, that's sad and everything. Played on a real life event, but it's very sad. His actor looks so stupid. I mean, I know that he's supposed to have the pompadour. I know that that's supposed to be his thing. Granted, the effects for the sword look nice, but I'm a little bit concerned because the sword is supposed to be able to cut through anything, including cut through reality and open up portals. Um, so I'm very worried about how they're gonna handle the whole Soul Sword thing with Kuwabara because his Soul Sword is supposed to be the most powerful weapon in Yu Yu Hakusho, and I'm a little bit afraid of how they're gonna go about in doing this, especially since he has like one of the best arcs, in my opinion, where he gets to prove himself worthy of holding the Soul Sword. In the Dark Tournament arc, he proved himself against his enemy, and he proved himself worthy of holding the Soul Sword, which was always his concern that I'm not strong enough to hold the Soul Sword or whatever. And he is, and he showed it greatly in the anime, but not sure about manga, but in the anime he showed it greatly. Hiei as my favorite character, my favorite character of this, he showed promise. The actor that played him is obviously short enough to play him, but they really used like the black eyeliner around his eyes, and it looks ridiculous none to say the least. He looks like really ridiculous. He looks really stupid. He looks like he's trying to be in that goth phase, like, I'm so sick of my parents. I am so sick of my life. I don't want anything. Like, yeah. But the problem is that he just looks so ridiculous while doing it. Now, if you look at a picture of Hiei from the anime versus this guy, yeah. Hiei is also supposed to be a master swordsman, and hopefully that will be shown in the series. Also, another thing about Hiei that people might not notice, and this is something that I want to talk about in here just to show off my nerdiness of this series, and something that I hope that they do, which would be really cool if they did. Hiei is a child of lesbians, and this is true. See, in Hiei's origin, his mother was a nun that was a part of the society of white nuns and whatever. And she fell in love with a white knight, basically a knight in shining armor. And this knight basically saved her and everything. and they were supposed to be married and supposed to have a child together. Sort of an arranged marriage. But then she was able to, well, so to speak, she fell in love with a woman, another nun, and as far as I believe, they did have sex in some way, of some variety, and the child was cursed. She was pregnant with the child, and the child was cursed forever to become the son of the devil. It was never intended. He was cursed because of what happened. See, in this religion, they believe you are supposed to, meet a man, you have a child, boom, there's a child. They are not supposed to basically be lesbians or be gay, if you want to put it that way. Kind of a dark topic to talk about, but it's something that Tagashi is really good at, is with dark topics. And the baby becomes possessed. He's possessed by the dragon of darkness. He also can become a living devil. So if they're gonna do, Hiei, my favorite character, they also have to show the eye. Hopefully they can do something good with the eye, just don't make it CGI and look stupid. Hopefully that you guys can show off some good effects with the eye and whatnot. He's supposed to have the Dragon of Darkness tattooed on his arm. Hopefully that they show that off. Hopefully that won't look stupid. I'm just saying. And Hiei had the greatest promise in all this, because also he was banished from where he was supposed to live. He and his mom were banished. His mother was killed, and then he would learn to become a thief and a master swordsman, and that's how he met everybody else. Now the big boy Yukusei. Okay, Yukusei is your main character. He's the one that you need to have more promise on, definitely. And what I would love, similar to what they did in I believe it was Stranger Things, focus on every single character and give them a good arc. So, like in a few episodes, you can focus on Yukusei, then Hiei, then Kuwabara, then Kurama. Now, with Yukusei, you have to remember his mom is not all caring for him. His mother does love him, yes, but his mother also doesn't abide by him because his mother lets him do whatever that he wants. His mother never really takes in consideration of him in any shape or form at first. And then when Yukusei, died, that's when she regretted everything and she fell into a pretty depression and then she died. So again, if you're gonna handle Yukusei's mom, you want her done by somebody who really can do that and really pull that off. In the manga, she's always in like her bra and panties, so to speak, like lazy lamb clothes. I don't think that'd be really comfortable for you guys to do. If you want to show her in like sweats or whatever, that's fine. But hey, I'm not against a woman looking sexy, but it might not be in your best of judgment if you like have the actress that played Yukusei's mom walking around, strolling around with her little bra and panties on, going la 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 la. Might not be in your best judgment. I'm just saying. So yeah. Above all, you could say it's supposed to be the son of a demon that was found out later on in the series. He's the son of a demon, and he also possesses demon-like abilities, and he also had the soul gun. Now, this is where you come into trouble territories with me because you could say it has to be handled carefully. There's not much that's really known about him, so you can really, in a way, cover his childhood differently. You can make it that, maybe like his mother got remarried, had an abusive stepfather, whatever. Whatever. But you want to handle, you could say, carefully because you want to show how he became this gruff, this character, this gruff man, that he is the teenager that rebelled against everything and whatnot. He had to be an asshole. So if you're gonna have, you could say, in Yu Yu Hakusho, he had to be an asshole. He can't be a nice guy like me. he had to be an asshole. He had to come up from behind somebody and grab a woman's breast or look under their skirts or whatever. He had to be an asshole or a generic 80s teenager. He has to do that. And I say that because in mostly in 80s movies, that's what the 80s characters are doing. He has to do that. Now, you can make his arc a lot different from everybody else's, but in a way, he has to pretty much be himself. He had to be, you could say, Urameshi. He had to be the badass that everybody knows him for. When you think of anime badasses, Goku, Ichigo, Naruto, Luffy, and you could say measure up to the top five. You can't just have, you could say, be like basically Mr. Rogers and be like, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. No, you can't have him do that. You have to have him be himself. You could say it's pretty much a discipline. He's an anti-discipline person. Every time you try to discipline him, he tells you like, fuck you, go off, whatever. You can't just basically make him as you want him, because you could say had that certain arc way back in Yu Yu Hakusho where he first began and everything. And I know that this is a theater play, but I'm just gonna mention that lastly. But the thing is, what you could say is that he has a really good arc from his training to where he performed with the soul gun, with the spirit gun, later the spirit shotgun. Hopefully that they show that. But in my mind, I think the best arc for you guys to do, if you're going to do this, is definitely the Dark Tournament. Handle everything gently, but get to the Dark Tournament. Like the first 3 episodes, you can show, you could say, being dead, how he got dead, or how he was killed, and focus on him. And then afterwards, show how they get to the Dark Tournament arc, and then go from there. I really would appreciate it if you guys go on the backstories of each character and explain how they got to where they are. It's something that would be appreciative, and it's something that would be absolutely necessary for the thing. And I know that this is a theater play, and the Inuyasha one did, I think, like fantastically. I heard. Remember the Inuyasha one that came out in like 2016, 2015? Yeah. Hopefully this one does get good too. I trust Crunchyroll and I trust Netflix. I do. I hope that it just goes into the right hands, and hopefully it doesn't end up like Death Note. And because this is a theater play, please don't tell me that you guys are going to make a musical. I don't have Netflix, I don't have Crunchyroll, I have no way of watching this. But if I was able to get my hands on one, or if I ever got a review copy of it somehow, please God tell me that it's not going to be a musical, and we're not going to have like Hiei sing a song about how his mom's dead and everything, or have Yoko Kurama sing a song about dual identities. And because if it becomes a musical, I'm going to have to scream. And no, not you just like the scream, like internal echoing scream. If you've seen Spoonie's Pumpkinhead review, aka the Spoonie Experiment Pumpkinhead review, if you're not, go and watch that review and then come back, because that scream is going to be me when this is all done and over with. So I think it's going to be 2021 is when it's coming out. I actually have no idea. All that they did was announce it, but right now I'm just nitpicking at it. And so far, it does not show any promise. I know that you can't judge a book by its cover, but hopefully that it will get better later in the franchise, and hopefully that it will become what I hope it becomes. And, Yu Yu Hakusho, again, is my favorite anime of all time, and hopefully that it will become something. Well, thank you guys for listening to me rant about and also nerd out about Yu Yu Hakusho. I hope you guys enjoyed this NerdTaku vlog. If you did, just be sure to leave a like, a comment, or whatever. And if you'd like to see some more of these in the future, I can try to do more of them. I just really wanted to talk about how this thing is. Also, check out my series, NerdTaku, which is on, my channel and everything. It is a 2 episode weekly series on Monday and Saturday, so I hope that you guys stay tuned for that. I don't know if I can, but if you guys want me to review Yu Yu Hakusho, the anime, I can. if you want me to review this live action thing, I don't know how I'm going to be able to. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Crunchyroll. I don't have any way of seeing it. So yeah. My girlfriend likes Yu Yu Hakusho, but I don't think that she had Netflix or Crunchyroll, so there was no way that she can like allow me to see it with her, so to speak, like over a video call or whatever. It would probably never work. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that Yu Yu Hakusho display does great, and I'll see you guys all next time in NerdTaku, that is. So thank you guys for watching this vlog, and I'll see you next time.